Comets, right? They're like the universe's wandering messengers, blazing across the sky for a brief moment before vanishing into the darkness again. Occasionally, one gets a peculiar name, grabs the headlines, and for a day or two, everyone's buzzing about it. Then, just as quickly, we shift to the next story, the next distraction. 3I/Atlas seemed no different initially. Just another cryptic name, another icy traveler cataloged among the endless debris drifting through the cosmos. But this one stood out. It was an interstellar object, meaning it didn't originate from our solar system. It was a visitor from another star, a true outsider. That's fascinating to consider, yet it still felt remote, like a tale unfolding far away, not something that could impact us. Scientists calmly explained it would pass by Mars, nowhere near Earth. No big deal, nothing to worry about. The most we'd get out of it, they said, would be some cool telescope pictures, maybe a few new data points for the astronomers to analyze. For the rest of us, it was just another reminder of how vast, mysterious, and unpredictable the universe really is. There's so much out there we barely understand. It didn't feel personal. It didn't feel like something that could ever affect us here on Earth. It was just another distant event, happening light years away from our daily lives. Imagine living on a quiet street at night. Suddenly, a strange car you've never seen before drives by. You notice it, maybe even wonder where it's going, but you don't panic. You just watch it pass, then go back inside. That's what 3I/Atlas was. A mysterious car cruising down the cosmic street, catching our attention for a moment before disappearing into the night. The experts were on TV, in the papers, online, all saying the same thing. There's nothing to worry about. Everything is under control. They've got their eyes on the sky. Scientists and researchers were busy in their labs, crunching numbers, tracking the comet's path, making sure there were no surprises. It was just science doing what science does best, observing, understanding, and explaining. Life went on as usual. The sky above us was the same old sky, unchanged and familiar, no matter what was happening millions of miles away. For most people, this rock from another star was just a fun fact, a bit of trivia to share at a party or drop into a conversation to sound interesting. I trusted the system, the astronomers, the scientists, the people who spend their nights watching the sky so the rest of us don't have to worry. I had no reason to believe anything was wrong. The experts were calm, so I was calm. I was completely 100% not worried. To me, it was just another rock in the sky, nothing more. Then, everything shifted. It was barely noticeable at first, a subtle tension in the air, a quiet unease that crept into everyday conversations and lingered in the background. People who'd never paid attention to the night sky suddenly found themselves gazing upward, searching for meaning among the stars. It began as a murmur among science buffs. Niche online forums started buzzing, and amateur astronomers traded cryptic messages late at night. The sense of anxiety was building, but no one could quite explain what was wrong. 3I/Atlas was behaving oddly. Its brightness flickered in ways no one expected. The comet, once a predictable traveler, now seemed to pulse with energy, almost as if it was trying to communicate with those watching. At first, I assumed it was just gas or ice breaking away. Comets are famous for their volatile surfaces, shedding material as they near the sun. But this felt different, more chaotic, almost intentional. The discussions grew louder, the data was baffling. Scientists who usually had answers found themselves at a loss, their models unable to explain the comet's strange activity. The real shock came when a European space agency released a report. It hit the scientific world like a bolt of lightning, shattering old assumptions and sparking a frenzy of investigation. Using a specialized telescope, they tracked the comet and discovered something astonishing. The data showed anomalies that couldn't be brushed off as simple errors or glitches. 3I/Atlas wasn't alone. A smaller, darker object was following it. This wasn't just a random piece of debris. It moved deliberately, locked in a mysterious orbit with the main comet. This second object was hidden, missing from official records. It stayed in the comet's shadow, invisible to most instruments, almost as if it was trying not to be seen. It was like discovering a car towing a silent, unlit trailer. You'd never notice unless you looked closely, but once you did, you couldn't ignore it. The implications were deeply unsettling. This wasn't just a lone rock, it was a system. Two objects, bound together, moving through space as one, an arrangement that only raised more questions. The main comet acted as a shield, hiding its dark companion. It was as if the larger body was intentionally masking the smaller one, keeping it out of sight from telescopes and observers. New trajectory calculations showed their path coming closer to Earth's orbit. Suddenly, what felt like a distant curiosity became a real concern, a line on a chart that crossed with our own planet. In an instant, this was no longer a far-off event. It was a potential threat. The comfort we'd always felt, the belief that we were safe from cosmic dangers, started to unravel. The reassuring story we'd been told was falling apart. The idea of harmless comets and predictable orbits no longer matched reality, and uncertainty took over. They thought they were tracking a single object, but there were two. That realization sent shockwaves through the scientific community, forcing everyone to rethink what they thought they knew. All the safety guarantees were based on incomplete data. The truth was more complicated, more dangerous, and it was only just starting to come to light. Why does this matter so much? The discovery of a second object changes the entire scenario. The calculations that once reassured us were actually incorrect. All previous forecasts relied on the gravity of just one object. Now, with two, their gravitational pull on each other shifts their trajectories. Updated models reveal their paths now come dangerously close to Earth. Suddenly, the risk of impact is no longer zero. This finding exposes flaws in our detection systems. We're facing a massive blind spot, one as big as our planet. Picture being a goalie tracking one puck, while a second, hidden puck is in play. How could you possibly defend against that? You simply can't. This shakes our faith in planetary defense strategies. It's a total game changer, and it's not just about one comet anymore. It's about the trust we put in science and its institutions. That trust has been rattled. Our knowledge of the universe around us is far from complete. The safe bubble we thought we lived in, it's burst. Imagine the solar system as a vast, cosmic pool table, where the rules of physics play out in a grand game. The sun acts as a massive gravity well, much like a pocket on a pool table, around which everything orbits in a delicate dance. The planets are like billiard balls, each moving in predictable elliptical orbits, governed by the laws of gravity. A comet, such as the intriguing 3I/Atlas, is akin to a new ball being shot onto this cosmic table, introducing unpredictability. Scientists meticulously calculate its trajectory, initially expecting it to pass by without incident, missing all major celestial bodies. However, this comet wasn't a single entity. It was two distinct bodies, precariously glued together, complicating predictions. As they travel through space, the bond breaks, causing them to bump and alter their paths unpredictably. This unexpected change renders the original calculations obsolete, forcing scientists to reassess their models. While one fragment might narrowly miss Earth, the other poses a potential threat, highlighting the fragility of our predictions. This scenario exemplifies what scientists refer to as n-body problems, where multiple objects interact in complex ways. Predicting the motion of two objects is relatively straightforward, but adding a third or more introduces significant complexity. The Sun, the Comet 3I/Atlas, its companion, Jupiter, Earth, all exert gravitational forces, pulling on each other in a cosmic tug-of-war. Even a tiny nudge can drastically alter a trajectory, turning a near miss into a potential collision. This is chaos theory in action, where small changes can lead to vastly different outcomes. The stability we often assume in our solar system is, in reality, a delicate balance, an illusion of permanence. The path of these celestial bodies is no longer a straight line. It's a wobbly, uncertain curve, full of surprises and potential dangers. After seeing the report, I reached out to astrophysicists. At first, there was skepticism. But the European data changed the tone. It went from unlikely to, we need to look at this immediately. Experts used phrases like highly anomalous and unprecedented. The dark object is probably carbonaceous, making it non-reflective. This discovery forces a re-evaluation of how many dark objects are out there. A leaked NASA memo discussed the credibility of non-traditional sources. The conversation shifted from science to managing public perception. The consensus is shifting. More papers are emerging. The risk is higher than we thought. The official story is breaking down. The professionals are worried, and when they're worried, I'm worried. My outlook has completely changed. What used to feel distant, a fascinating bit of space news, suddenly became real. I always believed the experts would alert us if there was any real threat. But after hearing the latest reports and expert opinions, something clicked. That sense of security vanished, replaced by a growing anxiety. It hit me. Our defenses could be bypassed so easily. The real issue isn't just this one object, it's how exposed we all are. It's like someone just covered up our security cameras and walked right in. Now, when I look up, the night sky feels like a shooting range. The universe doesn't care, and that's a chilling thought. I no longer feel like just a bystander. This isn't just an issue for someone else, it's something we all share. My mindset shifted from, they've got it handled, to, maybe no one does. That easygoing feeling is gone, replaced by a sense of urgency. I'm no longer just watching. I feel the need to sound the alarm. This affects all of us. Our planet is delicate, and the universe around us is unpredictable. There's no backup planet. Everything we care about is right here. Our current detection and defense systems aren't as reliable as we believed. This is about survival, the biggest long-term risk we face. We have to treat this as a real and urgent challenge. It demands global cooperation and strong political commitment. We need more advanced detection tools and additional telescopes. Think of it as taking out insurance for our entire planet. Right now, our coverage is minimal and full of gaps. It's time to strengthen our defenses. That means more funding, more teamwork, and investing in ways to deflect threats. The real danger is ignoring the problem. The discovery of 3I Atlas's companion is a clear signal. It's time to wake up and take action. Where do we go from here? My opinion has reshaped. I've gone from observer to advocate. 3I Atlas exposed a critical vulnerability. This is a wake-up call from interstellar space. We need radical transparency, no more secret memos, a global, open-source platform for tracking near-Earth objects. More eyes on the sky, new observatories, space-based infrared telescopes to spot dark objects. We have the technology. We lack political will and funding. We need to get serious about deflection. Ideas like kinetic impactors and gravity tractors. NASA's DART mission was a first step. We need to scale up, build and test systems now. This should be an international project. We can't afford to be passive. We have to demand action. Protecting our planet is our responsibility. The story of 3I Atlas is about our blindness. We need to look up, take the threat seriously. The time for complacency is over. The time for action is now.